Okay, well, welcome everyone to our Plant Strong Monday Night Call. We're super excited to have our special guest speaker tonight. As you know, we're really just focused on helping you guys with your business from, training you from A to Z. And tonight, we have the honor of having my friend Rachel on the call. And it's really neat because this business allows you to meet so many incredible people. I remember when I met Rachel at a conference, her upline introduced us, and we had a lot of things in common with just our passion for health and wellness and blogging at the time and just trying to help more people, get on this path. And so we started talking and chatting, I think, through Facebook. And then it just so happened that our paths kind of aligned and we made national marketing director at the same time, which was so fun because it's enabled us to just grow our friendship and travel together. And our paths have converged so much so that, Brian and I have RV'd. We RV'd for 2 years. And shortly after we started RVing, Rachel and her family bought the RV that she's in right now. That is, well, not this one, a different one. And they started traveling with their 3 kids. And so a little bit about Rachel. I asked her a couple of questions. She's been with the Juice Plus company for 5.5 years. And she's made a really big impact on our community throughout that time. Her and her husband have been really leaders in the social media movement in our company and have added a lot of value trainings at all kinds of boot camps and regional trainings. And it's just been a really fun journey to watch her grow and blossom through this business. And she's married to Mark, who's awesome. He does the business with her. And they have 3 kids. They have Reese, Rylan, and Micah, who are all in double digits now, which I can't believe, 15, 14, and 11. So they had to get a bigger RV because their kids kind of outgrew the first one. And so something fun about Rachel, she grew up in Brazil. So that's a fun fact about her. And her favorite thing about this business is just the relationships that she's made. And it really is that community that we have through this business that is, to me, irreplaceable. And so tonight, I've asked Rachel just to share her knowledge and her wisdom with us. And the topic that she wants to train on is overcoming obstacles. And I think it's so great because we've been learning a lot about sharing the product and sharing the business and kind of the steps to do so. But in that process of sharing the product and the business, we're going to have obstacles. We're going to have things that, try to shut us down when we're trying to be bold and brave. And so I think this is a perfect timing for us to hear about this. And so, Rachel, I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you take it away. And if you have anything else you want to share about you or your family, go for it. And we're just excited to hear from you tonight.
Nice. Thank you. I feel so incredibly honored to be here. I absolutely love Team Plant Strong. You guys are such an inspiration to me. I watch all of you, especially Casey and the leadership on your team. And like Michelle said, I just love that the connection that we had. And hopefully my Wi-Fi does okay. If I freeze, I'm really sorry. A storm is rolling in and there's tornadoes coming here in Georgia tonight. We're
RV life.
Yes, we might be running to Amy Getz is here watching with us, my upline, and we might be running to her storm shelter pretty soon. So exciting times. But yes, I'm going to share my screen with you just because I know some of us are visual and it's just a lot of fun to be able to, if you're visual, you can kind of take a screenshot of notes and you can relax tonight. So I'm going to share this. I have a couple pictures. Let's see. Okay. And play. So I really did this super last minute. So it really is just a blank screen with words on it. I really just didn't want you guys to have to stare at me the whole time. No, but we are so excited to be here and be part of the Juice Plus company. We have just absolutely loved the relationships, and a huge part of overcoming objections is having the support And, having the friendship that I have with Michelle and with some of you on your team, that really is a huge aspect of how we get through a lot of the obstacles and objections that we face, is leaning on one another, your sidelines, your upline, all of your downline, everybody. But it's so important that we lean on each other to get through this time. So I think that was very fitting what you said. And I'm just so honored to be here. This is my family, like Michelle said. Those are my kids. It's the most recent picture of us together. And we have been traveling for 2.5 years on the road because of the ability to work online and to be our own bosses. And so Mark also does some media and some web work. And so he's able to do that on the road as well. And then, we get to just take our kids to take awesome jumping pictures all over the country. So that has been the ultimate freedom to just own our life and to choose when and where we're going to work. And it's just been so incredible. And so whatever your dream is with this business, I'm just here to say that God can allow it to be this or way beyond anything that you can dream of. And it's still growing. We're still learning. We're still learning to dream and to take different steps outside the comfort zone. And, we just are going to continue to travel until God shows us where we're going to land. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I know Jenny on here wants us to move to Austin. So, so yes, that's our family. And we've thoroughly enjoyed being part of the Juice Plus family. It's been the best thing ever. But tonight I wanted to share with you some things that I'd learned over the years. And a lot of this came from my upline and my mentorship. And I know Kurt Beavers is also your upline, and, he's taught us so much. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is just to kind of change our perspective on the word no. When we first start in this business, if you're brand new, no can really sting. It can really, really hurt, those first couple no's. But some things that to think about while you're getting those no's is that, they're not always saying no to you. They're just maybe saying it's not now, or they're saying that it's just no to the product for this moment. Maybe their journey's just not gotten to this place. So part of my story is that I said no to Juice Plus for 13 years. So I heard about Juice Plus the week before Mark and I got married. I heard about Juice Plus. So I remember where I was, which is so funny, right? Like, why would I remember that? So I remember we were in a Starbucks with a couple. We were on a double date, and she had these weird looking bobble acorn things on her keychain. And I'm like, what's that? There was this huge, like purple and red and green acorns. And I just laughed at it. I'm like, what is this? She goes, oh yeah, these are my fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I love them. You should take them. And I was like, no, I'll stick to my McDonald's. And, I was really not on a health journey whatsoever. So I am the epitome of someone who, just be patient. The journey takes a while before they say yes, so they're not really saying no to you. I didn't say no to my friend. I was just saying no to what she was sharing with me. Sometimes no is just a reflex. I don't know if you've ever gone into a shopping store at the mall or something, and they're like, hey, can I help you find something? No. Like, that is a reflex. You just automatically say no thanks. You just move on. It's just reflex. So you can't take it personally. They're just saying no for the first time. The only difference between a brand new distributor and a national marketing director is that they have gotten more no's. And I had heard from Stage somewhere where a national marketing director got at least 3,000 no's to get there. And so I'm not sure if that number is true. I never really counted, but I have to say that, the more no's you get, the farther you're going to go in this business. And just know that regardless of those no's, they do sting and it hurts and you do get down. But the beauty of going through that is that the time it takes between the discouragement for the sting to go away will start shrinking. And so you actually, it may hurt at the beginning. It may take you like 2 or 3 days to get over a no, or there's certain no's that are harder to get over. But you actually will get over those no's faster so that you can move on and share with other people. Because we really need to check on our beliefs. Do we have a story to share? Is someone's health more important than their opinion of us? And we really do have a gift to give them. And so we have to be brave and be able to go for that no. So you just use your mentors, your tribe mates there at Team Plant Strong. You definitely have to use each other to get through that time and to shrink that time of discouragement together. Kurt Beavers taught us, and I'm sure you guys have heard this with his trainings, that he taught us that if you want to get 10 good customers, unfortunately, we need to go talk to about 100 people, because when we talk to 100 people, then, we're not putting pressure on those 10 people we're trying to get as customers. And so the more people you're talking to, you will get more no's, but you also will get more yeses. So that's just kind of a perspective on the word no, and hopefully you can become friends with the word no. It's really okay. Before I started this business, God had given me a life lesson, and I think it was through a worship song. Something really changed in my heart that I knew that this concept and this value would stick with me forever. And it's called the open hand philosophy. God gives and takes away. He gives and takes away, regardless of what you believe in. Maybe you believe it's the universe, it gives, it takes away. It's interesting. And, if we have a very closed mentality, a very closed hand when somebody says no to us, then we're not allowing them the opportunity to come back into our life. And so when you hear that no, or when you get discouragement, when you have that obstacle, if you are closed up, then you're not going to allow it back into your life when they do get ready to say yes to either the product or the mission, or to even just being in relationship with you. So I felt like this was a huge, light bulb moment for me when I think about discouragement, keeping that open hand, knowing that maybe they'll come back. And they have. I've had so many situations where people have come back, even though I was very discouraged when they said no, or left the product or left the business. So as we're learning to get through some of those discouragements, we need a few people skills. And this is just normal Juice Plus life skills that we need to have. We need, number one, a confident presence. And what's funny is that I am a self-proclaimed introvert, and it is hard to go out there with a very strong, confident presence. And, we continue to learn about Juice Plus and build our belief in the product and in the mission and in the company and in the industry. And you are going to continue to get that confident presence. A genuine interest in other people, that's just a great people skill. That is just so great. I love, Michelle's always asking questions. I've been around her, around other people, and I know that she has a genuine interest for other people. So she's a great role model for you guys to watch. Great listening skills. Listening means being all in, not having your phone out while you're at lunch with somebody, or putting the distractions behind you. It's very important that people in general feel that you're listening to them. And, that's going to definitely help them be more open to saying yes to what you have to offer them. Being a continual student, learning more about the products, learning more about our industry and our company, that's going to be a great asset to you as you come up with some of these objections that we're going to walk through here in a minute. And then have like a reasonable ownership of the outcome. Our responsibility is just to share and to live the mission and to be present with people. If they say no, then that's not something that, is a reflection on you. You are just doing what you are, your ownership is doing what you know you're responsible for doing. So 5 common obstacles, and these are from Zig Ziglar, that people have in general when they say no to us, are that they have no need, they have no money, maybe it's too expensive for them in their mind at that time. They have no hurry, maybe their health is fine, maybe they don't feel bad right now, but they don't realize how good they could feel with our product. Maybe they just have no desire, or maybe they have no trust right now in any general network marketing company or any product. Regarding the no desire, my brother was one of my most recent rejections, and my whole family is pretty much a rejection. After 5.5 years, I still share with them all the time. But I wanted to share with you about my brother. He started running last year. He's lost about 80 pounds running, and he's doing great. But he will not change his diet, and he's very, very good with the money. He's extremely good with money. And I called him, I said, all this oxidative stress that you're putting on your body, you really need to be, pouring in something into your body. And Juice Plus is so simple. You should just totally get on it. And then he told me he's going to run 12 marathons this year. And, he's 44. Yeah, he's 43, 44. And my heart goes out to him. I want him to be taking Juice Plus, because this is a lot. That's a lot of oxidative stress on somewhat middle-aged person, whatever we want to call that. I'm not willing to call us middle-aged. But so he has no desire whatsoever. He said, this is not in my running budget. And so I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to keep loving. And I'm going to keep trying. But he gave me a big fat no. So, people are going to have those obstacles regardless. But again, I said this a second ago, our only job is just to be an inspiration, be an influence, to be continually persistent in following up, kind and lovingly, respectfully following up, and also to stay calm. Because the more anxious we get because people say no, the less attractive we're going to be. That's our only job. So I kind of typed out these 5 steps for every single rejection that you'll ever hear. We're going to go through a couple of them and use this every time. I wish they were alliterated. I'm a pastor's kid. I really wanted it. I told Amy Getz that I wanted it to be alliterated. So maybe I'll tweak this down the road. But basically, number 1, we need to just stay calm. When somebody says anything, if they say no to you about anything, first of all, take a deep breath. We're going to show interest. We're going to learn how to ask good questions. We're going to show empathy, which the main way we like to show empathy is through 3 words. It's feel, felt, found. And I'll do a few with you. We're going to dig deeper into why they're saying no to us, and then we're going to be patient. So I wanted to walk through some of these with you, and if we have time, you can throw one out and see if we can go through it together, one that we haven't talked through here. So have any of you guys gotten this one? I already eat healthy. Any show of hands? I've seen a few. I already eat healthy, Rachel. All right, so let's see how that would look. So I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to show interest and learn some of the questions. Oh, that's awesome. So where do you like to shop the most? Like what's your favorite place to shop? Where do you like Trader Joe's? Do you like Whole Foods? How long have you been on your health journey? That's so great. And then maybe you could ask them, like, what's your favorite recipe for sweet potatoes? Oh, I'm so glad I met somebody else healthy. I totally would love to pick your brain about some, plant-based eating. I just got this one last weekend. So it was really neat because immediately I was like, oh, I would love to trade some recipes with you. Do you have a Pinterest board? Like what can I do to really get involved with this person? Because great. I'm so happy that they already eat healthy, right? So we don't want to be like, okay, you already eat healthy, I get it, okay, and then bye, You want to ask some questions, dig a little bit deeper, because I know The next step is empathy, feel, felt, found. And I'm not sure if this is a training that you've used, Michelle, but this is something that we've used in our team since day one. Amy Getz taught it to me, and it really, I literally could use it for every situation. So if I were to say my feel, felt, found, I would say, I know how you feel. I was juicing, blending, souping, salading every day to get as many fruits and vegetables in my family. But what I found is that even at my best day, I totaled about 7 to 8 servings. And some of those were cooked, so I'm not even sure if they were completely healthy. This just made sense to me. And so you're just sharing, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. But what I found is, whatever you want to plug in yourself, your own words in that way. I promise you that if you use feel, felt, found, you will absolutely get a response back because you are totally showing empathy with that person. And then as you're staying patient and you're digging deeper with those people, you're going to ask 3 little words that are the easiest words to constantly keep in your mind. Tell me more. We've all been in situations where we are so, we don't know what else to say. We don't know what else to encourage somebody or to where the conversation is going to go. So an easy way to get out of that conversation or to continue the conversation without, you talking too much is to just ask, tell me more. And so I already eat healthy. Oh, that's so great. Tell me more about that. Like what do you eat? What does that look like for you? So tell me more about that. So that's one of them. So let's try another one. I can't afford it. You're going to stay calm because my first reaction is to say, you can't afford not to do this. I had to come around to this for sure. And obviously, I actually signed up for the product and the business on the same day. I know Casey just shared that with our team tonight, that she signed up that way too. And I loved it that way because I wanted the best possible price. So that is one, solution for somebody. But definitely stay calm. When you're showing interest, you would ask, oh, how did you come up with that decision? And, or why do you think that it is too expensive? Or why do you think you can't afford it? And, maybe a question would be, it's too expensive compared to what? Share with me compared to what is this too expensive? And what's funny is when I shared this training with my team, I was laughing because when I say these things out loud, it's not my natural way to converse with people one-on-one. I built my business primarily through social media. And so Messenger, these questions are easier sometimes saying, through chit-chatting over typing. And so when I actually said them out loud, I'm like, well, I'm not sure if I'd ask it exactly like that, but you guys get the basic idea of, I can't afford it. Oh, well, why, what's going on? What do you, do you think that maybe you could say no to maybe a Starbucks, this week and see how that goes. So empathy, so we showed some interest. We asked some questions about I can't afford it. Empathy would be the feel, felt, found. And what I typed up to kind of share with you guys is, oh, I know how you feel. I have 3 kids and they seem to eat up our grocery budget. I felt I couldn't possibly add in this cost. But what I found was we were spending $4 to $5 here and there that I could really take out of my grocery cart. And now we direct it towards Juice Plus. And, if you really do look at it, you could easily take away maybe 2 boxes of cereal or crackers or chips or something out of your grocery cart in order to make room for the duo, $10 a week, at least for the duo. So really, you're not trying to convince them because this is an obstacle, but you are trying to relate to them and to connect with them that how they feel, that it was a challenge for all of us to somehow fit this into our budget. So then you can, bring in the tell me more if they're really not jumping at at the conversation at this point. Another thing beyond tell me more, as you're digging deeper into their why, into the why they can't afford it, something good to ask is if you, would you? So if you had the 41 or $44, or if you had the $71, would you like to take Juice Plus? Like, just be honest and say, is this something that you would actually like to add into your life? And then with this particular objection, really gut check your own belief in whether this product is too expensive. Because the more you learn about what Juice Plus is, the research behind it, how much an organic apple these days costs, you will find that your own belief, like if you go at them and say, yeah, I know it's really expensive, then they're going to just go along with you and they'll never order. But if you really educate yourself and then help educate them on the value of what Juice Plus is, then it will not sound too expensive, because $4.42 a day is completely worth it. And so we have to learn to retrain our brain that this is not too expensive. It's actually so economical when you compare it to walking into a Starbucks and paying that for one drink that will not do what Juice Plus does in our body. So that's my own little soapbox on that one. I need to check with my doctor, or I need to check with my husband. That is an objection we're going to get all the time. When they say this, they're usually just trying to buy some time. They're not really objecting to it right away. They're just trying to figure out, like, how do I not say no to this person right at this moment? And so as far as the doctor, if you're going to stay calm, you're going to show some interest and ask some questions. Some questions might be, oh, who do you go to? And if you're local, you might know the doctor. How long have you been going to them? Is that who you go for nutritional advice? And that might be a little side, jab. But, if you're asking them, like, let's think about this. Is that really who you go to for nutritional advice? So feel, felt, found. You're going to show some empathy now. I so understand how you feel. I felt like I needed some extra time and some validation from my nutritionalist too. What I found in my own research is that they wouldn't limit my intake of salads, so this would absolutely be okay for me to take. So, if your doctor would tell you to not eat salad, then we have a problem. So, you can definitely say, tell me more about what's going on. Is there another issue that you're worried about what Juice Plus might do in interaction with something that you're taking? And then you can dig a little bit deeper. Again, if your doctor says yes, would you like to get started? So if you, would you is another great tip. So are these resonating with you guys at all? Okay. Have you ever gotten this one? I've heard some negative things online about Juice Plus. Well, I'm going to stay calm again because I want to be upset about what you've read on the all truthful internet. And I'm going to show interest. Oh, what did you see? Tell me more about what you read. Who was the person that wrote that? What blog was that on? Empathy. I'm going to show empathy. I love that you are a researcher. That is amazing. And I am a researcher too. And I feel that it's really important to know what we put in our bodies. And what I found is that this stuff online can't always be trusted. And so, like, I'm feel, felt, found. Tell me more about what concerns you about what you heard online. If you found an article that shared what Juice Plus is, or if I showed you through a web walk or through some videos, would you be open to trying Juice Plus? And again, just stay calm and try not to get defensive. I love, complimenting them and telling them that you sound like a great researcher. Could I send you some research so that you can look at it yourself? from, for this product. So then I can't get my kids to eat the Juice Plus. I want to return it. Keep calm, show interest, find out why, ask some questions about what's going on. Again, feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt challenged at first to get my kids to take it consistently. I didn't really, they ate the whole bag. But I found some great tips from our community to help me. Would it be okay if I sent you some of those tips? Continue to be interested. What have you tried? Tell me more about why they're not wanting this. So if we could, would you be open to some of these tips that my community has? So let's see. So some last little thoughts, and I'm open to like trying another one if you guys want to unmute yourself and tell me one we can practice together. I'm depending on time, Michelle. I'm open to it, but some resources. The book Go for No has been really helpful. It's a completely short read. I know that Michelle suggested. But if you're new and you haven't heard about it, it's definitely a very short read, and it'll change your perspective on the word no. Go Pro. He was the first book that I read that really embodied the love and respect that I wanted to have as a leader, as an NMD. He really showed us how to, ask questions and not send things without permission and all of it. So I really appreciated the book Go Pro. Use your tribe, use all of us, your sidelines, your uplines, your other NMDs, other people in the business. Use all of us, because chances are we have had the rejection that you've had, and we can help you walk through it, and we can help shrink that time of discouragement. It can literally go down to minutes. I thought that was crazy when I first heard that, but you literally can go from being upset for days down to like minutes and seconds, and you're just going to be a pro at getting over those objections. Take a step away when you're discouraged. Take a step away and don't go share with the next person, because you're going to take that energy into that next conversation. Maybe take some time to spend in gratitude. Write some thank you cards to the people who did say yes to you. Just take some time, read a book, do something other than go to the next person at that very moment. So wait until you are kind of past some of your discouragement to get to the next person. And then remember to, so focus on gratitude. Remember to have that open hand, and just know that there's a possibility of that person coming back around. Again, my story of saying no for 13 years. I had so many CDs in my van, I can't even tell you. I know I had at least 6 to 7 people throughout those 13 years give me CDs. There was one lady that was so persistent in the preschool, and I just wanted her to leave me alone. And but she wasn't relating to me. She wasn't really connecting with me. She was just handing me a CD. So I wanted someone to take interest in my life, and I wanted someone to take interest and have empathy with me in my position and in my health journey. So I wasn't really ready. So what you focus on grows. So if you're focused on gratitude and focused on helping people, and you're focused on sharing this story and your message, then you're going to push right through these discouraging times. And definitely, since this is March, I love the whole theme of March on with our health, and March on with our, with our healthy changes, with our core 4. But, marching on with your business and saying, yes, I'm going to touch my business today, and I'm going to go for no today, is definitely worth your time and your efforts. And, just remember to lean on us to get through those hard times. You're not alone. You definitely have Voxer, you've got Facebook groups, you've got Messenger, you've got all of us at your fingertips. You do not have to go through any of this alone. One of my favorite quotes was, you got in this business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And that's definitely been my favorite part of being on this journey with you guys. So that's all I have. But if you want to practice one, let's see. I lost you. There you are. Yeah. If you want to practice anymore, I'm
Awesome.
here, but I know that time is short.
Well, thank you. I took like a whole page of notes. So you got to keep learning. Leaders are learners, and that's for sure. And that's why we partner together to, bring you guys continued training and knowledge and wisdom. Does anyone, before we jump off, have a question for Rachel? Maybe an objection you got, or want any clarity on anything that she shared? Just unmute yourself if you do. We'll give you a second. Don't be shy. Well, maybe you just did such a great job. Nobody has questions. It's clear, isn't it? It's clear, and we're all going to go out there and conquer our objections and sail right through those no's. Right. So thank you for your time, Rachel. I hope you guys are safe tonight, and there's no tornadoes, especially for being in an RV. And we have this recorded. And we'll share it, and I'll share it with you, Rachel, if you want it. But thank you so much. It was such a blessing for us, and your wisdom is going to help us move forward into conference, and we're super excited to see you in Phoenix.
Cannot wait to see you and snuggle that new baby.
Yes, so soon. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for staying up late for us, and you guys all have a great night. I'll unmute you so you can say thank you. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.